my friend and our colleague, Peter Quest, the youth coordinator at the Kenya School of Government, board directors from Youth Bridge Kenya, starting with Frederick Okango, Honorable Sasha Wamai, and my fellow delegates. Good morning. Good morning once again. Allow me to start by expressing my gratitude to His Excellency Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka for accepting our invitation to be part of the conversation of steering the continent towards the Africa we want. Secondly, allow me also, by the same token, to appreciate His Excellency Kalonzo for always being available to young people of Kenya. If by any chance you've logged into any of the social media sites, you would agree with me that the Gen Zs now have a friend in the Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka. It is not my day, but in the brief summary that has been given by the moderator of the session, he has mentioned some of the thematic areas that we have been involved in, discussing, and trying to come up with a way forward to Africa. By and large, some of those critical 5 issues are very pertinent to the present and future of Africa, that we have had now to tap into the wisdom, the knowledge, the experience, and the insights of those ones who are not necessarily young people, but we believe that they are authority in terms of where we want to navigate Africa. And that's where we made an invitation to His Excellency to also join us. His profile speaks for itself. Years of service, both as a parliamentarian, as a minister, and as a vice president. To top it all, he has been a diplomat across Africa, navigating and also chairing several peace committees and ensuring that there is peace across the continent, starting from Sudan, and I know many other areas that probably he might be in a position to mention to when he comes here. Lastly, also let me, from a very personal experience, express my gratitude and also encourage His Excellency, the Vice President, Kalonzo Musyoka, to continue working with the youth. If you continue working with the youth, there is nowhere you're going to go wrong. Because if the youth constitutes 75% of the population across Africa, and the median age of Kenya now stands at about 19 years, the median age of some of the African countries is actually lower. Meaning that if the youth are 75%, then they are able to make decisions that affect the entire population of their countries. And we are hoping that the leadership will continue trusting in the capacity, in the capability, in the innovation, in the invention, and in the wherewithal that the youth possess to be able to be drivers, not just of the youth sector, but the entire African economy. Lastly, Your Excellency, allow me also to express deep gratitude. You know, I rarely share this, but immediately, in fact, before I graduated from the University of Nairobi and I was in student leadership, I was sharing with some of the student leaders here, the person who financed part of my campaigns was His Excellency Kalonzo Musyoka. And you can imagine, by that time, I was still a very naive village boy from Kitale, walking into the office of the vice president then, and saying that this is the agenda that I think we should pursue for university students of the University of Nairobi. But because of his mentorship and his support, I was able to be elected as Secretary General of SONO. That's where you clap. To put the icing on the cake, immediately I finished, I was lucky enough to have been taken under the office of the Vice President under a very good gentleman called Kaplich, and I actually did my attachment at the office of the Vice President of the Republic of Kenya. For me, I think it's important for me to share this, so that you know that despite your background, despite your foundation, despite of anywhere you come from, despite your ethnicity, if you are Kenyan and across Africa, there are leaders who care for the vision that you have, the competency that you have, and the needs that you have as a young person. Probably I wouldn't been here if I wouldn't have been given a platform to get an attachment at the office of the Vice President. It would have been a totally different story. But because we need to push and ensure that governments are responsive to the needs of the young people, that we create more employment, that we become responsive even to their plight. If there's issue of unemployment, how do you make sure that you've created more slots of employment so that you can cure the destitution and the hopelessness that young people face across the country? The way I said, it's not my day, only a message that I've received from young people, and I think it's essential for me also to pass it over to the former Vice President of our Republic. Your Excellency, young people say that they don't want a handshake, that they want a hand up from destitution, from hopelessness, from poverty. Thank you so much. Without further ado, allow me to invite the Youth Director of the Kenya School of Government, who will, after that, invite the former Vice President of the Republic of Kenya. Thank you so much.
Your Excellency, Dr. Kalonzo Musyoka, my colleagues from Kenya School of Government, all the invited continental participants, good morning. Kenya School of Government continue to be instrumental in providing platform for youth to interact, to grow their knowledge and skills, and of course to network. Your Excellency, we at Kenya School of Government believe that young people need to be involved not as participants, but also as part and parcel of development of this country. And that's why we continuously invest in the opportunities of having platform for young people at Kenya School of Government. The school has been very deliberate and open for issues of young people participation, inclusion, innovation, and all sort of things. So that's when Alex and the team came, we were very open. We opened our doors and welcomed the global youth to actually be engaging and, of course, understand what it means to be part and parcel of a bigger organization. At some point, Your Excellency, the young people are asking, is this a government institution? Because of the way it is structured, the professionalism, the cleanness, and of course, the value that they get for their time. And most of the time, you realize that when sometimes you go to some government institution, you realize there is no preparedness or the position of the youth are not factored in. So, Your Excellency, this is a big deal. And we continue to collaborate with the institutions that continue to support the value of young people. Our Director General believed that the platform of young people must be invested upon, and that's why we welcomed any idea that will continuously add value to this thing. So, Your Excellency, I want to welcome you to speak to these amazing people. Some of them are really eager. They've been waiting since the beginning, as advice has said, since the beginning, since Tuesday, to actually listen to you, and they can actually be inspired, and some of them will like to be mentored by you. I also want to say that there is a university of Kibabii University and the leadership is around. Where the team of Kibabii University? All right, from all the way down there to this place to just listen to His Excellency. So guys, thank you so much. Karibu, Your Excellency.